Yes guys, you read that title right. In today's video, the Gibson fanboy is going to try out the Ibanez JEM for the very first time. This is going to be an interesting video, so without further ado, let's get straight into this Squealing Pig Guitars episode. Hey guitarists, how's it going? Welcome back to Squealing Pig Guitars, the home of luxury shred machines here in Nottingham, England. My name is Ben Keightley, and today, the Gibson fanboy is going to try out an Ibanez JEM for the very first time. I've always loved the look of these guitars, and Steve Vai's been a massive influence on my playing from when I started almost 11 years ago. In my teenage years, I spent many days in my bedroom obsessively learning Steve Vai licks. I was obsessed with the way that he played, all the way from the Crossroads movie soundtrack, all the way to For Love of God, to Tender Surrender. All these iconic songs I absolutely loved, and I had to learn everything that he played. But it wasn't just Steve Vai. I was a massive fan of Paul Gilbert, Jason Becker, Marty Friedman, all these iconic shred artists, and most of them used Ibanez. Of course, Jason Becker and Marty Friedman didn't, but that's a for another day. But for me, Steve Vai always came up on top because of his melodic choice. He had such a nice kind of string-like violin quality to his melodies, and it was so inspiring. I loved how his albums were so artistic, like Passion and Warfare. The album cover is incredible, and every single song is a soundscape. For me, I was a massive fan of Steve Vai, but I'd never had the chance to pick up a Steve Vai JEM. Over the years, I have played a Pia, but I've never played the original Ibanez JEM, so I'm very excited for today's video. So it's Monday today, and when I saw this come in as one of the new guitars, I just knew I had to film it today. So today's episode, we're doing the Gibson fanboy tries the Steve Vai JEM. So without further ado, let's go into the specs and break down what makes up this guitar. So guys, it's time for the spec talk. So we're going to go over every single detail of this Steve Vai signature model. Of course, Ibanez have lots to thank Steve Vai for. If we didn't have the JEM, we wouldn't have the RG, and Ibanez would probably not be in business without Steve Vai. It's one of the most successful signature models of all time. So one of the features that really sets the JEM apart from other models on the market is the monkey grip here. This was done to give it a bit of a USP and some, like an individual look, I guess, from all the other shredder guitars out there. We also have this sculpted out area here where you can pull up the tremolo, which you couldn't do on a traditional Floyd Rose. This is the Ibanez Edge tremolo, and it stays in tune really nicely. You can see we've got gold hardware on this one with the gold screws. Got a pearloid pickguard, and we have a set of DiMarzio pickups. These are Steve Vai's signature set, which are called the Evolution set. This is a 5-way selector switch with 1 volume and 1 tone. It looks like a modernized Strat, but it looks incredible indeed. As I mentioned, older body, got the pearloid back plates to match with a 4-block construction, which is nicely kind of contoured away like every Ibanez design. As I mentioned, this was before the RG, so this birthed Ibanez's signature shape of this double cut. Just looks incredible, such an iconic guitar. Then moving on to my favourite bit, we have the Tree of Life inlay with the rosewood fingerboard and the white side dots. This Tree of Life inlay has been used on so many models since this guitar, but this was the one that created it. I know they have the Polyphia signature model that has the Tree of Life and a couple of other models as well, but this is where it all started. So even Gibson have taken inspiration from Ibanez here, which makes a little bit of change from the lawsuit era that Ibanez found themselves in. Moving on to the headstock, we've got a beautiful Ibanez headstock, the classic design with the JEM logo and the gold Goto tuners. We obviously have the locking nut as well to keep it all in tune. Our neck is very stable. Ibanez make beautiful necks. This is a 3-piece of maple, and then we have 2 pieces of walnut, so it's a 5-piece neck in total with a volute at the back. This is made in Japan. This is the J-Craft one, which is kind of the series they were doing at the start of the 2000s period. Comes in a real nice big protector case. So although I've demoed hundreds of guitars, I've never played a real JEM, the original JEM. I've played a few Pias, but I've never played a JEM, so I'm very excited to plug this in today and try and dust off some of my Steve Vai licks from a couple of years ago. But I have to say, I'm a massive fan of Steve Vai. He's a massive inspiration to my playing, so I'm very excited for today's video. I think this guitar is one of the coolest signature models ever. Even though I love Gibson, I love traditional vintage guitars, you can't beat the look of this era of Ibanez. It's one of the most iconic guitar designs of all time. So now that we've gone over all the specs, it's time to plug her in and see how she sounds. So let's warm up the 2-Rock and get into the tone demo. So guys, now it's time for the tone demonstration of this Steve Vai JEM. For today's episode, I'm using my 2-Rock Bloomfield drive as always, and I'm miking it up with a condenser microphone. It's an Audio Technica one going into my Presonus 2.4 interface. And in the start of this video, I was basically playing Tender Surrender, one of my favorite Steve Vai solos. So that was the lead channel, tube screamer on, neck pick. If you engage a chorus pedal, you can get that iconic Steve Vai neck pickup tone. Loving this guitar so far. So that's the neck pickup, and obviously it really embodies that Steve Vai tone. Even for a rig that is nothing like Steve Vai's, you can still get that kind of warm, sustainy tone that he gets, and that's thanks to the Evolution set of pickups. Going down to the bridge pickup, you can still get a very nice kind of rock tone. So as you can hear, it's got a really nice snap to it. For me, the Wizard neck profile is actually really comfortable. I was expecting to hate this neck profile, but it's very wide, obviously very flat. But as it's so wide, it kind of compensates for the lack of thickness. So I'm really enjoying it. It's definitely making me play a little bit differently. So now I'm in the second position on the pickup selector. This is the split neck and middle, so you get that kind of strat in between sound. So let's hear it. next position, so this is the split bridge and the middle. To finish off the episode, let's do a loop. So that is the end of the tone demonstration, so let's go to the outro of this video where I give my personal review and rating of the Steve Vai JEM. So guys, that's the end of the video. Before I get into my review and rating of this Ibanez JEM, make sure to go down this video and let me know what you think of this guitar in the comment section below. And if you own any JEM guitars, let me know down below as well. I'm really eager to hear about your guys' collection and hear what you've got. Also, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like rating, that's the little thumbs up button, and hit subscribe if you're new. YouTube tells us that 77% of you guys aren't subscribed. I don't know why you wouldn't want to be. We upload Monday to Friday, releasing content about the best guitars in the guitar industry. And if you subscribe, it means we can invest more into the channel for production and guitars on the channel. So make sure to hit subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified when we make a new video. So the title of this video is The Gibson Fanboy Finally Tries the JEM Guitar. And I have to say, I feel like I've missed out not playing one of these guitars. I've enjoyed this demo thoroughly today. This guitar has every tone you'd like. It has a very cool neck. It feels very comfortable to play, which is kind of crazy to say because I'm used to more thick necks, right? But this has this kind of, it's a wizard profile, so you've got a very thin neck, very wide profile. But it just works for some reason, and I'm really enjoying my playing on it. Very different. I'm definitely more clean and precise on a guitar like this than I would be on a Gibson. And I think in turn I'm liking how I'm going for different chord voicings and different bends and stuff like that. So I'm going to have to rate this guitar a 9 out of 10 for today's episode. I'm a massive fan of the way the guitar looks. I think it's an absolute staple and timeless design of the Ibanez kind of golden era of craftsmanship. I absolutely love these. And to be fair, when I say golden era of Ibanez, Ibanez are a stellar company and still creating incredible instruments, from the AZ range to their custom shop to just their standard prestige models. I owned an RG with a bell top for many years, and I learned a lot of shred licks on that, and that was a perfect guitar, and that was well under £1,000. I just love playing these signature models. It's so nostalgic to me to go back to my teenage years when I was, looking up to all these players, and being able to play these signature models is such a privilege, and I'm so happy that I got to play this today. So I hope that's translated in the video. I'm beyond happy to be playing this. But yeah, I'm going to rate this a 9 out of 10 today. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 today. There's not really many negatives from today's episode. This is a perfect guitar for a shredder in my opinion. Really like it, and I'd love to try out a few more of the gems that are in the series. But as I mentioned, guys, let me know in the comment section below what do you think of this Ibanez JEM. I'm really eager to hear about what you guys think. And of course, I'll do my best to reply to every single one of you. But thank you so much for tuning into this Squealing Pig Guitars video. And I hope you continue to have an incredible week. But I will see you tomorrow for another episode. But until then, my name's Ben Keightley. And that leaves me with one last thing to say. Keep rocking, guys. I'll see you soon.